What's up, Everyday Blades? Yep, you see it. That's the Swiss Bowie. So, yes, I have reviewed this 3 or 4 years ago. I had a Blades We Love version of this, had American flag on it, and it was cool. And I traded a really nice knife for that one. I really ponied up dollars for that one. But I really wanted an original version, just this plain titanium. But something about this knife just speaks to me. And I never did find a good deal on one. I ended up selling off the Swiss Bowie, however you want to say it. And then I just kind of put it off my radar. But every time I see one, I wanted one. And $800, $900, $1,000, I just can't do it. So then Knife Joy comes along and puts out another version of the Swiss Bowie. I am so excited. And believe it or not, I was actually able to get one. I jumped online and by the grace of God, I snagged one. and I thought that was going to be the killer of the OG Slyz Bowie. The values were just going to plummet. Boy, was I wrong. The Knife Joy exclusive was a great knife, but it had issues, and it had things that just where it wasn't the original Swiss Bowie. The biggest thing was it didn't have this polished stonewash blade, which is probably one of the best things about the Bowie. I mean, I love that blade. It is the best thing about it, aside from the action and the ergos and the contoured scales and the 100 other things that make this knife amazing. The blade was a nice blade. It was M390. It wasn't CTX-XHP. In my mind, not a better steel, just an equivalent steel. Maybe a hair better as far as like edge retention and stuff, but they're pretty close as far as I'm concerned. But it had the grind lines in it, which look nice. A lot of knives look nice with grind lines in it. This Megaron has grind lines in it. It looks really nice, but it's not as nice as this one. That is just a beautiful, beautiful blade. And I know the camera's not doing it any justice. The jimping feels so luxurious on this thing. Only thing they stumbled at all on this Swiss Bowie was this plastic G10 or whatever it is backspacer. That should have been titanium for what they were asking, what they were charging. And I would have put a spoon clip on here. A lot of people argue me about that, but I like Spyderco's spoon clip with this finish on it. I think it would have went better. But for me, the fatal flaw for the Knife Joy one was the anodization. I don't know why Spyderco screwed up the anodes so bad on that knife. The second you touch that knife, it left a permanent black mark. As soon as your skin touched it, it left a black mark. After you handle it for a week, the whole scale was nearly black. So you have two versions of the Knife Joy. You have the one that's all blue because no one's ever taken it out of the package. Now you have three versions. Or the one that's all black because people have handled it, normally, and it just turned black and blue. Or you have the people like me that stripped the ano off of it, and of course that killed the value. And it looked like the old Slyz Bowie, but it just wasn't because it didn't have this beautiful blade on it. That blade is second to none. That's the Taiwan factory does a killer job at their finishes. And it's a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but that's okay. I love it. I am so glad to have this knife back. A guy cut me a deal on it in the group, and honestly, I got a deal because things are slow right now. It probably wouldn't have sold it if for the price that I got it at, if the market wasn't as bad as it is. So I'm glad I was able to get one of my grails. And a lot of people laugh and say, a Spyderco, a grail? Yes, for me this is an expensive knife. They regularly sell on eBay for $1,000. I would not pay $1,000 for this knife. It's people say, man, for that kind of money you can buy 2 Shiragorovs. Well, Shiragorovs I love them. They're beautiful knives. They're awesome. They're well built, but they're flippers. I'm not a big flipper fan. Everything about this knife I love. They did such an amazing job because there's no lock bar insert. This is titanium on steel. That's very difficult to get where there's zero locks. This knife has never had a hint of lock stick. I even oiled it the other day and got oil on the lock bar and it still didn't stick. They got the geometry perfect. Probably carbonized the lock face perfect. It's got about a 40% lockup. It doesn't move. It stays there. The knife is super fidgety. Feels good in hand. It feels like a piece of jewelry. I'm just a huge fan, man. Only thing, like I said, I'll do different is I would have put a backspacer, but I won't change it because I want it all original. Only thing it's got on, Mark, this one's got on is a little bit from the, at one time the pocket clip came loose and it scruffed it up a little bit right there, but everything else is perfect on this knife. Do I take this out and cut open concrete sacks? No. If I had to, I guess I probably would if I got in a bind, but I carry it and use it in open boxes and stuff, but I'm definitely not going to abuse it because I can't get another one. I'm not one of these guys who said, oh man, I'm glad I have one and I hope they go to $3,000 in value. I wish the exact opposite. I wish Spyderco would fire up production of these and make 10,000 of them and make it where everybody who wants one can get one for a few $100s, which is what they're worth. I just love the knife because I love it. I wish they were readily available. I'd carry it every day and use the crap out of it, and when it wore out, I'd buy me another one. But anyway, that's my story with the Swiss Bowie. I just love it. It's just a great knife all the way around. If you want to see a full review, you can go way back in my Spyderco playlist and you'll find it in there. I think it says something like greatest knife of all time or something. It's kind of a joke. But guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country.